Hi, I'm Jim McAleer, the President and CEO at Alzheimer's Orange County, and with me is the good Dr. Trinh. How are you, Dr. Trinh?
Ooh, first time you come in at the Trinh.
Okay,
Ooh.
so most of the time it's Iggy. But
Oh, okay, there you go.
is that better?
Oh, yeah, now I recognize my name.
Yeah. So how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
You know this is Healthy Aging Month.
Healthy Aging Month.
So-
That's a good month to have.
We get to talk about healthy aging. So, I've been in this job for about 17 years. One of the things I've heard a lot about as it relates to dementia is diet, exercise, and social engagement. Is that still true? Are those still things considered to be the healthiest?
Diet, exercise. Well, yeah, it's still true. It's still true. Despite all the different fads that get thrown around, the data always comes back to lifestyle. As a matter of fact, if you talk about aging, the first thing that comes to mind for me is the blue zones.
Okay.
And the blue zones are areas around the world where folks live to 100 years old with their mind intact and with their health intact. And what was it? Okinawa, Japan, I think Ecuador, southern Italy, around that area. And actually Loma Linda, California.
Loma Linda.
Yeah, an hour and a half away from here.
Oh, I know where it is. It just is not far away from Okinawa. So what about this blue zones? People live longer. What's different for their lifestyles?
What's different, and this has actually been studied, and the group who's studying those areas a lot is at USC, the USC Institute of Longevity. And what they did was they went to all these areas, the number of blue zone areas. They looked at the lifestyles of the folks who live there. What did they eat? What did they do? How did they sleep? And they came up with 8 different points.
You're not going to remember all 8, are you?
My memory's not that good.
How about you give me 3?
Yeah, memory's not good. Number 1, plant-based diet,
Okay.
including fish. So Okinawa, Japan, mainly plant-based, and then they fish a lot, right? And so it actually kind of matches a little bit of the Mediterranean diet. If you look at the Mediterranean diet and the 10 points of the Mediterranean diet, or the MIND diet, right, that's been shown to reduce the risk of Alzheimer's.
Heavy in nuts, green vegetables, and it's interesting on fish. I heard a great study that said if you're getting about 3 servings of fish a week, watch for mercury. You don't need to supplement. That's true?
Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct.
Good, because I don't like fish, so 3 is about it.
Great. And so, I love fish. Some fish. Sashimi fish. Perfect. But anyway, of the 10 points in the MIND diet, the Mediterranean diet, of the 10 bullet points in that diet, 8 of 10 comes out of the ground. So the Mediterranean diet is a plant-based diet. Yeah, very interesting. And that's the same diet that's part of the longevity diet, right?
And we know limiting red meat. We've known that for a long time.
Yes.
See, there you go. I love steak and I don't like fish, but you gotta have a little less of the steak and a little
bit.
more of the
Exactly.
white meats. Right?
Steak's okay. View steak as a condiment, not as a main dish.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. Little steak tartare for an appetizer.
Yeah.
So, can you give me 1 or 2 of the other blue zone top 10s?
Sure. Another interesting part of their diet is, so we all know about cutting out sugar, which is what they do. We all know about minimizing, bad fats, trans fat, which is what we do. One thing that is really interesting is that they eat their meals within a 12-hour window.
So they only eat. So that's like intermittent fasting, isn't it?
Kind of,
You're
yeah.
eating 12 hours of the day and you're not eating the other 12.
Exactly. Isn't it interesting?
Do I get to sleep for the other 12 hours?
Yes, they get to sleep. So that 12-hour where they're not eating includes bedtime, right? And so if you think about it, it's not too crazy of an idea, but they do that, and there's some science behind that.
So we're talking plant-based diet, including fish. We're talking limiting your eating window to 12 hours.
Right.
Seems to be something helpful. Give me one more. I know you can.
Yeah. One last one is that they have in their lifestyle strong sources of family and community support outside of the nuclear family.
So that's our social engagement piece, right?
That's the social engagement
Okay.
piece. So, for example, the American family, mom, dad, kids, and that's it, right? And when kids are 18, they're like out of the house, right? And they're out. So we in the United States focus on individualism, right? It's the individual rights, freedom. In the blue zone and in a major part of the world, the family includes in one household grandma, parents, kids, grandkids. There's several generations under one roof as a household, and they operate as household. Their identity is a household identity, and that for some reason improves mental health because of that support.
So I wonder, just linking it all together, if having the non-nuclear household with more people there, well, it means more social interaction. It means you're more likely to have medication adherence because there are people to help with that. Probably more likely to get exercise.
Yes.
So speaking of exercise, I went back to the gym for the first time today in 6 months.
Wow.
Don't tell anybody. I hated every last minute of it, but I went.
Yeah.
So I saw a really interesting Columbia study a couple of years ago that said, you don't have to go run marathons, that it's 20 minutes 3 times a week. But they were very clear, the 20 minutes does not start on the couch. The 20 minutes starts when your heart rate is elevated. Do you prescribe to that, or do you have another sense of what exercise should really mean?
That's a really good study. And increasing your heart rate simply means improving that blood flow up here, right? Improving that blood flow up here. It's kind of like high intensity type exercise. High intensity means different things for different folks. So it doesn't mean, running a marathon when you're 90, right? High intensity may mean something different at that age compared to when you're in your 20s. But getting your heart rate up is the key. Just to get the blood flow, the circulation, flushing out, toxins, things of that sort.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I can actually be a study for the don't side of a magazine article instead of the do side because I carry extra weight in my middle. And another really powerful study out of Rochester says that men who carry extra weight in their middle in their 40s and early 50s are 3 times more likely to develop a dementia. Right? So what would you suggest, and don't tell me those ice baths you do because I'm not getting into an ice bath.
No ice bath?
What would you suggest to those of us who, we do moderate workout, but we still carry, what would you suggest we do to try and counter some of that, to live a healthier lifestyle?
I'm a big fan of intermittent fasting.
Okay.
And intermittent fasting does not mean low-calorie diet. Intermittent fasting means you eat within that window, that 12-hour window, and you allow your body to recuperate and rest within the other 12-hour window. Studies show that in order to burn fat, you need to go for a number of hours without eating. So, if we want to burn fat, we need to go for at least 12 hours without a meal so that your sugar gets burnt up, right? The glycogen storage gets burnt up. Only when that is burnt up does the body starts burning fat. And so the little trick behind that is to intermittent fast to a point where your sugar's burnt out, your glycogen's burnt out, and that helps when you're on a low sugar diet, like low carb diet. And then the fat burn starts right after that. And a lot of folks have lost weight that way.
Okay, so the intermittent fasting I get, maybe lay off the donuts and the ho-hos a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to be clear, Dr. Trinh is a doctor, I'm not. We're not giving you medical advice today because Dr. Trinh probably is not your doctor.
That's right.
You should be talking to your doctor about healthy lifestyles. You should be doing reading, and when I say reading, look at what you read. There is more garbage articles out there about what's going to get you healthy, and more products that say they're going to save every last fat corpuscle you have and get rid of them. Be very educated in what you read and what decisions you make. So talk to your doctor. We know that diet is important. Mediterranean diet is great. Possibly intermittent fasting is a thing for you.
Yep.
Lowering sugar.
Increasing
your exercise. That could mean an extra 10 minutes a day. That could mean parking your car at the far end of the lot and walking up the stairs instead of taking the elevator. It does not take a lot to increase your activity. And social engagement, I don't think I can stress enough.
Right.
Particularly with COVID, we've all gotten increasingly isolated. It's not healthy. And while we love Zoom and we love being where's my phone, attached to our little devices, it's not the same as sitting with somebody, having a cup of coffee and a conversation.
And don't start an ice bath unless you talk to your doctor. Yeah.
So Iggy has a couple of videos online of him getting into a giant vat of ice, which I just find appalling, so I'm not going to do it, but he says it's great.
I just like to chill out. I mean,
Cool.
yeah, it's cool.
So folks, thanks for listening to us today. You can check us out at www.alzoc.org. That's allsoc.org, and there's some more tips and tricks there. Thanks and have a great day.